Hello, my name is John Diggs, and I made this video with hopes of making a difference in your life. Because basically I'm sick and tired of seeing far too many of us, well, sick and tired. And after many years of suffering losing loved ones and experiencing the sufferings of loved ones who lost loved ones, I finally said enough. I can no longer just sit silent saying nothing and doing nothing about this crazy out of control epidemic of what I call lifestyle suicide. Unfortunately, lifestyle suicide is occurring every single day in our country. And I call it lifestyle suicide because studies are now able to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that we are in fact killing ourselves with our lifestyle. Yes, how we're choosing to live as Americans, by what we eat as Americans, what we drink as Americans, and how we feel as Americans is in fact killing us as Americans. Please let me explain. Did you know the number 1 and number 2 causes of death in the United States are heart disease and cancer? Yes, over 25% of all deaths in our country is heart disease related. And over 23% of all deaths is caused by cancer. So in other words, according to the National Center of Health Statistics, half of everyone you know and love will die from heart disease or cancer, which is absolutely insane to me because heart disease, cancer, and many other degenerative diseases are a direct result of our lifestyle. Hence, lifestyle suicide. You dig? In fact, the American lifestyle that we all enjoy and love so much is actually reducing how long we are expected to live. Please take a look at this study done by the United Nations, where they did extensive research of the life expectancy of people born in every country on Earth. And as you can see, Japan has the longest life expectancy of 82.6 years. Canadians are at 11 with a life expectancy of 80.7 years. Greece is at 19 with a life expectancy of 79.5 years. And as you can see, the United States is not in the top 20. Where are we, you ask? Well, the United Nations discovered that we are ranked 38th with an average life expectancy of 78.2 years. And I'm told that in the next UN report that we are expected to rank somewhere in the 40s. Yes, we're losing years of life. Now I have a question for you. How can the greatest country on earth not have people that live the longest? Well, it's probably because America is one of the fattest countries on earth. Yes, only American Samoa and Kiribati are fatter. Look, more than half of us are fat and out of shape. Well, we do have some shape, but unfortunately it's round. But seriously, over 60% of us Americans are in fact fat. Yes, more than half of us Americans are over fat. And I'm sure I'm not telling you anything you don't know or haven't seen before, because fatness is everywhere in America. And what's most disturbing is that our children are now adopting our suicidal lifestyles much sooner than previous generations, which is why childhood obesity is greater than it's ever been before in our country's history. Now, even though more and more of us are becoming more aware of this overfat epidemic and trying very hard to become the biggest loser, the truth is more and more of us are failing to lose fat because we're actually not over fat. We are in fact over acid. Yes, in our American lifestyle, we create and intake an incredible amount of acid, forcing our bodies to hold and keep fat as a survival strategy. Our bodies are actually working perfectly when we get fat and stay fat, because fat cells are the best place to store all of the acid so we don't die. You see, fat is actually saving ourselves from ourselves because of our suicidal lifestyle. See, take a look at these exhibits and think about it. Where is most of the fat on our bodies? Legs, hips, bellies, and butts? Yes, as far away from our vital organs as possible, right? Yes, right. And that's because these are the best places our bodies have to store all of the acid we create and intake. You see, this may explain why many of us fail to lose fat, because we're focusing on trying to lose the wrong thing. Instead of focusing on losing fat, we should be focusing on losing acid. And here's something else you'll find interesting. Our bodies must transport acid to our fat in our blood. Yes, we have acid in our blood. And what do you think acid can do to the thin, sensitive lining of our veins? Burn right through, right? And if that were to happen, we'll surely be in serious trouble. Therefore, to keep us alive, our bodies discharge a substance into our veins as a binding agent, as a protectant to stop the acid from burning through the thin, sensitive lining of our veins. And this protectant is more commonly known as cholesterol. Yes, our bodies put cholesterol in our veins to defend against our highly acidic lifestyle. So as we continue to add and create acid in our bodies must continue to add and create cholesterol in our veins until eventually cholesterol completely closes our veins, causing strokes, heart attacks, and other crazy issues, all because of our suicidal lifestyle. I hope you're finding this information useful as well as valuable, because what I'm sharing with you can increase your life expectancy, allowing you to spend more quality time with the people you care about most. You see, I wish I could have shared this information with both of my grandfathers, both of my grandmothers, some uncles, some aunts, and other family and friends that all committed lifestyle suicide and died sooner than they actually had to. You know, quite frankly, this really angers me, because this information I'm sharing with you is not anything new, because we have long discovered the cure for cancer and heart disease, but the powers that be chose to ignore and or silence this critical information. Please let me explain. The root cause of cancer has been known for over 80 years now, because way back in 1931, Dr. Otto Warburg won the Nobel Peace Prize for essentially discovering the cure for cancer. Dr. Warburg discovered that all forms of cancer have two basic conditions: acidosis and hypoxemia. Acidosis is the presence of acid, and hypoxemia is the presence of little to no oxygen. So way back in 1931, we learned that to stop and reduce cancer, we must stop and reduce the acid in our bodies. But again, for some reason, our country chose to ignore this critical information and instead increased acid production, thus increasing lifestyle suicides. After decades of research, medical science can now validate and verify that acid equals disease. Yes, all of these degenerative diseases that's been kicking our butts for many years now are in fact the result of too much acid in our bodies due to our lifestyle.
This is a big one.
High blood pressure, too much acid. Acid reflux, too much acid.
I'm coming to join you, honey.
Arthritis, too much acid. So now that we're clear that our suicidal lifestyle is acid-based, and acid is what is essentially killing us, let's discuss the ways acid gets in our bodies. Well, studies are now proving that most of the acid we have in our bodies comes from a place that most of us never even think about: our emotions. Specifically, our negative emotions.
You just kissed my ass. Shut up! You want to fight? We can fight then!
Think about it. How do you really feel when you're angry and just pissed off? Don't you feel that churning inside, that burning heat within? Yeah, that's actually the body creating acid. Haven't you heard stress kills before? Well, now you know why. Because stress creates acid in our bodies. Now I got a question for you. What do we do oftentimes when we are stressed and are dealing with some drama in our lives? Yeah, we normally go out and eat something and drink something, right? So let's take a look at what we like to eat and drink as Americans.
Ain't nothing like getting together with family having a good meal. They're good. They're good.
How much for an order of ribs?
One rib.
Mamma mia.
They're good.
Good and terrible. You know Medicaid give me gas.
Yes, what we typically eat all day and day as Americans are undeniably acidic foods. This is why it's said we're digging our graves with our teeth. Almost every meal is massive acid consumption. So dig this. After we create acid in our bodies by being angry, frustrated, and stressed, we then in turn go out and dump even more acid in our bodies with what we like to choose to eat. And think about it. What normally happens when we eat a bunch of acidic food? Our bodies does its best to communicate to us by giving us heartburn, gas, indigestion, diarrhea, etc. Trying to tell us to stop eating all this bullshit. But nah, we don't listen. Nah, instead what do? Rather than changing our lifestyle and what we're choosing to eat, we go out and buy some sort of what? Antacid, right? Because we know if we don't, we're going to feel horrible afterwards, right? Yeah, instead of heeding our body's communication and changing our way, changing our lifestyle, we Americans choose to silence our body's cries for help with Pepcid AC and Tums. Have you took the time to notice all of the antacid products available nowadays? Yeah, lifestyle suicide. But wait, we don't just eat to deal with our stress and life issues, do we? Nah, in most cases we gotta drink something too, right? And what do we typically drink in our lifestyle? Coffee, beer, soda, sports drinks, or something, right? Well, all of these beverages are undeniably acidic drinks. So in essence, my fellow Americans, after we choose to stress and create acid in our bodies, we then go out and dump more acid in our bodies with what we choose to eat. Then we wash all of the acid down with even more acid with what we choose to drink. Please dig this, because this is our lifestyle. Days, months, and years of consistently creating and intaking acid in our bodies. This is why obesity is out of control. This is why half of us will die from heart disease and cancer. This is lifestyle suicide. Can you dig it? Please do, because it's time to end our confusion and our puzzled thoughts and recognize and realize our battle with psychological warfare. Yes, indeed, our brains have been washed and our thoughts have been manipulated throughout history. I mean, case in point, think about back in the days when we were actually led to believe that cigarettes was the American lifestyle to have. Cigarettes were glamorized, right?
If you don't mind, you fill in the names. That'll make it even more official.
Unforgettable.
Well, hello, the same Jedi mind trick is happening to us today.
Tiger Woods.
Jordan, what a move!
I'm on one.
You see, I truly believe in the near future, we're going to begin to think about what we've been choosing to eat and what we've been choosing to drink, just like we do cigarettes today. No thank you. Yuck. I hope what I'm sharing with you resonates, because I want you to do your own research to validate and verify this powerful information for yourself. You see, the truth is, we live in the information age, and with Google, Bing, Wikipedia, and the like, there's too much accurate, quality data easily available for us today, essentially eliminating that I didn't know excuse that was used by previous generations. You see, today, we can no longer say that I didn't know feeling this way or eating this or drinking that would eventually kill me with any integrity. No, those days are long gone. That's why I believe educating ourselves is most important to living the life we love. Can you dig it? I knew that you could. Now please take a moment to watch Lifestyle Suicide Part 2, where I will share with you some more powerful information about how and why acid affects our biochemistry and about how and why acid destroys our overall physical energy. And most importantly, I begin to share with you some powerful distinctions that will help you begin to shift your beliefs and thus your behaviors to help you avoid committing lifestyle suicide. Thank you very much for watching Lifestyle Suicide Part 1. This concludes this video.